Hey there. So, I talk to a lot of business owners, and mostly about similar type stuff. And who's my ideal client? How am I any different than the competition? Who should I hire? And a dozen other turn the crank basic business type issues. But here's the thing: those aren't the things that separate the successful owners from the struggling ones. It actually goes deeper than that. Now, sure, you've got to be basically competent at all the basic business stuff to survive. But to thrive, I think there are 5 key lessons that you need to learn. And today, in the next 4 days, I'm going to talk about each one of them. So today, I want to hit lesson number 1, and that is that there's always someone a step ahead of you. Now, for me, this goes way back to learn this one. And it starts out, I was a 15-year-old nerd. I had this dungeon of a bedroom, which, what 15-year-old boys isn't, right? Had all the typical accoutrements of a child of the early 80s. Right? I had the bikini-clad posters of blondes from Spencer's. I had random piles of clothes all over the place. Were they dirty? Were they clean? Who knows? And I had my prized possession, a Commodore 64, state-of-the-art home computing for 1983. And long before I finished high school, right, I taught myself BASIC, Fortran, Pascal, C, right? Those are all dead languages now in the computer world, but, hey, this gray, eat from a bottle. And, and I also wrote a matchmaking program, and for $1, my fellow high schoolers would be able to get paired up with their ideal match based on a questionnaire that I had everybody fill out. And somehow, in spite of all this, I went to prom 3 times with girls who I was not related to. See, I was sort of that nerdy kid who coasted through high school without trying very hard. And, it was kind of easy. And there I was at 18, and, I had life all figured out. Right? Me and both left sides of my brain, we were headed to engineering school. And unbeknownst to me, I was about to get kicked right between the eyes by lesson number 1, which is there is always someone a step ahead of you. Or in this case, there are a lot of people a step ahead of me. So here I am in college. Suddenly, I've gone from being this kind of big fish in this little puddle of a high school that I went to, and now I'm like at college, and it's like being plankton in the ocean. Right? It's like sort of working my tail off to just be average. Now, it's not that I was averse to the work, man. I liked the challenge. Just suddenly I was working harder than I ever did before, and I wasn't getting the easy results. So here I am for the first time in my life, surrounded by people who are smarter than me, faster than me, stronger than me, more talented than me. So what did I do? Well, I glommed onto it, and I followed those people. And I relished the idea of just being that person who had to race just to keep up. And why did I relish it? Well, I relished it because that forced me to get better. So yeah, there are going to be people that are ahead of you all the time. And that's great. Find them, draft off of them, and get better because of them. So how about you? What's your story of when you had that realization that maybe there were other people out there that knew more than you did? Share that in the comments, and maybe follow and see what we get to in the next 4 days with the next 4 lessons. But for today, remember, there is always someone a step ahead of you. So what you need to do is find them and learn from them. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.